Did you know there's a country where beer is cheaper than water, where a church is decorated with 40,000 human skeletons, and where the word robot was invented? I'm Julia, and today we're diving into 100 absolutely crazy facts about the Czech Republic that'll make you fall in love with this Central European gem. Let's start with something that will make beer lovers rejoice. The Czech Republic has the highest beer consumption per capita in the world. We're talking about over 140 liters per person per year. That's not a typo. Czechs drink more beer than people from Germany, Ireland, or anywhere else. Beer here is often cheaper than water or soft drinks, and it's completely normal to have a beer with lunch on a Tuesday. The beer culture is so ingrained that there are beer spas where you can literally bathe in beer while drinking it. Only in the Czech Republic would this make perfect sense. Prague Castle is the largest ancient castle complex in the world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. This isn't just a single building, but an entire complex covering over 70,000 square meters. It includes palaces, churches, gardens, and defensive towers. The castle has been the seat of power for Czech kings, Holy Roman emperors, and presidents for over 1,000 years. Walking through it feels like stepping through layers of history, from Romanesque crypts to Gothic cathedrals to Renaissance palaces. Here's something beautifully macabre. The Sedlec ossuary near Kutna Hora is a small chapel decorated with the bones of between 40,000 and 70,000 people. We're not talking about bones tucked away respectfully. These bones form chandeliers, coat of arms, pyramids, and decorative arrangements covering every surface. A bone chandelier hangs from the ceiling, containing at least one of every bone in the human body. The effect is simultaneously creepy and strangely beautiful. The bones came from a cemetery that became a desirable burial site after a monk brought back soil from Jerusalem in the 13th century. The Czech Republic gave the world the word robot. Czech writer Karel Čapek introduced it in his 1920 play Rossum's Universal Robots. The word comes from the Czech robota, meaning forced labor or drudgery. Čapek's play featured artificial people created to work for humans who eventually rebel. The word caught on internationally, and now we can't imagine science fiction without it. Pilsner beer was invented in the Czech city of Plzeň in 1842. Before this, beer was dark and murky. Bavarian brewer Josef Groll created the first batch of clear, golden beer using local ingredients, including soft Plzeň water and Saaz hops. Pilsner Urquell, meaning the original source of Pilsner, is still brewed in Plzeň using the same recipe. Every Pilsner-style beer in the world traces its heritage back to this Czech city. The Czech language is deliciously complex. It has 7 cases, 3 genders, and words that seem to have no vowels. Try pronouncing Sturch Prist Skurs Krk, which means stick your finger through your neck. It's a complete sentence without a single vowel in the traditional sense. The language uses a lot of consonant clusters that make foreigners' tongues tie in knots, but Czechs rattle them off effortlessly. Prague's astronomical clock, installed in 1410, is the oldest astronomical clock still operating. Every hour on the hour, crowds gather to watch the medieval clockwork show featuring figures of the apostles, Death ringing a bell, and other characters. The clock shows Old Czech time, Central European time, Babylonian time, sidereal time, sunrise and sunset times, and the positions of the sun and moon in the zodiac. It's an incredible feat of medieval engineering. The Czech Republic is landlocked, completely surrounded by Germany, Poland, Slovakia, and Austria. Despite having no coastline, Czechs love going to Croatian beaches for summer holidays. The country sits right in the heart of Europe, which historically meant it was constantly invaded, occupied, or influenced by surrounding empires. This central location shaped Czech culture into a unique blend of Germanic, Slavic, and other influences. Czechs are statistically the most atheist people in Europe. Over 70% claim no religious affiliation. This isn't because of communist oppression alone. Czech religious skepticism dates back centuries to Jan Hus, a religious reformer burned at the stake in 1415 for challenging Catholic Church corruption. His martyrdom sparked the Hussite Wars and created a tradition of religious questioning that continues today. The Karlovy Vary International Film Festival is one of the oldest and most prestigious film festivals in the world. founded in 1946. The spa town of Karlovy Vary hosts the event every summer, attracting international stars and filmmakers. Winning the Crystal Globe Award here is a major achievement in the film industry. Speaking of Karlovy Vary, this spa town is famous for its hot springs. There are over a dozen thermal springs where people drink the mineral water straight from ornate fountains. Visitors carry special spouted drinking cups and fill them from different springs, each with distinct mineral content and supposed health benefits. The water tastes strongly of minerals and is quite hot, reaching temperatures up to 72 degrees Celsius. Czechs invented contact lenses. Otto Victorla, a Czech chemist, invented the soft contact lens in 1959. He created the first prototype using a children's construction set and a record player motor in his home. His invention revolutionized vision correction and eventually led to the modern contact lenses millions wear today. The Czech koruna is the national currency. Despite being in the European Union since 2004, the Czech Republic hasn't adopted the euro and shows little enthusiasm for doing so. The koruna keeps the country more affordable for tourists compared to Eurozone neighbors. Prices in Prague have risen significantly, but outside the capital, the Czech Republic remains excellent value. Český Krumlov is a fairy tale town in southern Bohemia that looks like it hasn't changed in 500 years. The entire historic center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with a castle second only to Prague Castle in size, winding cobblestone streets, and Renaissance and Baroque buildings painted in warm colors. The Vltava River loops around the town, creating a natural moat. It's one of the most beautiful small towns in Europe. The Czech Republic has more castles per capita than any other country in Europe. There are over 2,000 castles, chateaux, and castle ruins scattered across this small country. Some are grand palaces, others romantic ruins on hilltops. You can't drive far in any direction without seeing a castle. This density reflects centuries of noble families building fortified residences and power centers. Czechs have a wonderful tradition called tramping, which started in the early 20th century when young people began hiking and camping in the Czech forests, influenced by American frontier romanticism and scouting movements. Trampers built log cabins in the woods, sang country and folk songs often in broken English, and adopted frontier personas. The tradition survived communism and continues today with families spending weekends at their woodland cabins. The sugar cube was invented in the Czech lands by Jakub Christoph Rad in 1841. Before this, sugar came in large cones that had to be broken with special tools. Rad's wife cut her finger while breaking sugar, inspiring him to create pre-formed sugar cubes. His invention spread worldwide and changed how people sweeten their coffee and tea. Absinthe, the notorious green spirit, has strong connections to Czech drinking culture. While it originated elsewhere, the Czech Republic embraced absinthe enthusiastically, and Czech absinthe is known for being particularly potent. Prague bars serve it with the traditional ritual of dripping ice water through a sugar cube balanced on a slotted spoon over the glass. The Velvet Revolution in 1989 peacefully ended communist rule in Czechoslovakia. Student protests on November 17th were brutally suppressed by police, sparking nationwide demonstrations. Within weeks, the communist government collapsed without significant violence, hence the name Velvet Revolution. Václav Havel, a playwright and dissident, became president. It's one of history's most successful peaceful revolutions. On January 1, 1993, Czechoslovakia peacefully split into the Czech Republic and Slovakia in what's called the Velvet Divorce. Unlike violent breakups elsewhere, this was negotiated and amicable. The two countries maintain friendly relations, open borders, and cultural connections. Older Czechs and Slovaks still understand each other's languages perfectly. Czech cuisine is hearty and meat-focused. Svikova is marinated beef sirloin with creamy vegetable sauce served with bread dumplings and cranberry sauce. It's rich, comforting, and absolutely delicious. Nedlíky, bread or potato dumplings, accompany many dishes, soaking up rich sauces and gravies. Czech food isn't light or vegetarian-friendly, but it's perfect for cold winters and pairs beautifully with beer. The Czech Republic has produced numerous famous people, including composer Antonín Dvořák, writer Franz Kafka, supermodel Petra Němcová, tennis players Martina Navratilova and Petra Kvitova, and hockey legend Jaromir Jagr. For a country of just over 10 million people, the cultural and athletic contributions are impressive. Prague's Charles Bridge, built in 1357, connects the old town with the lesser town across the Vltava River. The bridge is lined with 30 Baroque statues of saints, added in the 17th and 18th centuries. It's pedestrian only and always crowded with tourists, artists, musicians, and vendors. Touching the statue of St. John of Nepomuk supposedly brings good luck and ensures you'll return to Prague. The Czech crown jewels are kept in a chamber in St. Vitus Cathedral, locked with 7 keys, each held by a different person, including the president and religious leaders. All 7 must be present to open the chamber. The jewels are rarely displayed, adding to their mystique. Legend says anyone who wrongfully wears the crown will die within a year. Nazi Reinhard Heydrich allegedly tried it on and was assassinated shortly after, though this story is disputed. Czechs celebrate name days as enthusiastically as birthdays. Every day of the calendar is associated with specific names, and everyone celebrates when their name day comes around. Coworkers bring cake, friends send messages, and it's another excuse for a small celebration. Some people care more about their name day than their actual birthday. The Czech hedgehog, or jajek in Czech, is a defensive obstacle made of metal beams welded together to block tanks. These World War II anti-tank defenses were invented by Czech military engineers and used extensively by Allied forces on D-Day beaches and throughout the war. The name comes from their resemblance to a hedgehog's spines. Škoda is a major Czech car manufacturer with a history dating back to 1895. Originally producing bicycles, then motorcycles and cars, Škoda survived nationalization under communism and is now owned by Volkswagen Group. Škoda cars are popular throughout Europe for reliability and value. The company is a source of national pride. Czech hockey is a national obsession. The Czech national team has won Olympic gold and multiple world championships. The NHL features dozens of Czech players, and Czech hockey stars are beloved national heroes. When the team plays, the entire country stops to watch. Hockey success gives Czechs a way to punch above their weight on the international stage. Czechs invented modern mold making for architecture and design. The process of creating precise architectural ornamentation through molds was refined in Czech workshops in the 19th century, influencing Art Nouveau and other architectural movements across Europe. The Czech language uses the word ahoj for both hello and goodbye among friends. It sounds like the English ahoy because it actually comes from nautical terminology, entering Czech through German. Hearing people say ahoj in a landlocked country feels wonderfully absurd. Czech puppetry is a recognized art form with a rich tradition. Puppet theater performances tell stories ranging from fairy tales to Shakespeare to political satire. The craft of puppet making and performing is taught in specialized schools, and puppet shows aren't just for children. Adult-oriented puppet performances tackle complex themes with surprising depth. The Czech Republic has natural mineral water springs throughout the country. Matony and other Czech mineral water brands have been bottled since the 19th century. The water comes from deep underground sources and contains various minerals. Many Czechs prefer mineral water to still water and drink it with every meal. Czechs have a tradition called chata culture, where families own small weekend cottages in the countryside. These aren't fancy vacation homes, but simple structures, often without running water, where people garden, relax, and disconnect from city life. Summer weekends see mass migrations from cities to chata locations. The Czech education system is highly regarded, producing excellent results in mathematics and science. Universities like Charles University in Prague, founded in 1348, are among Europe's oldest and most prestigious. Education is free or very low cost even at university level, though this is changing for some programs. Czechs invented Semtex, a powerful plastic explosive, in the 1960s. The name comes from Semtin, the suburb of Pardubice, where it was developed. Its stability and power made it popular for both legitimate uses and, unfortunately, for terrorism. Modern Semtex includes detection taggants to help prevent illegal use. The Czech Republic has beautiful Art Nouveau architecture, particularly in Prague. Alphonse Mucha, the famous Art Nouveau artist, was Czech and his flowing, decorative style influenced buildings throughout the country. The Municipal House in Prague is an Art Nouveau masterpiece with stunning interiors featuring Mucha's work. Czechs celebrate Christmas on December 24th with a traditional dinner featuring fried carp and potato salad. Many families buy live carp days before Christmas, keeping them in the bathtub until it's time to prepare the meal. Some children grow attached to the fish and convince their parents to release them into a river instead of eating them. The Communist Museum in Prague is ironically located above a McDonald's and next to a casino, perfectly symbolizing the triumph of capitalism. The museum documents life under communist rule with propaganda posters, secret police files, and everyday objects from the era. It's fascinating and sobering. Czech tramping songs often include broken English lyrics celebrating American frontier mythology, despite most trampers never leaving Czech forests. Songs about cowboys, campfires, and the wide-open prairie are sung enthusiastically in log cabins surrounded by birch trees. The disconnect is charming and very Czech. The John Lennon Wall in Prague became a symbol of peaceful resistance during communism. After Lennon's death, someone painted his image and Beatles lyrics on the wall. Despite repeated police whitewashing, new graffiti appeared overnight. Today, it's covered in constantly changing street art and messages of peace. Czech garnet jewelry is famous worldwide. Bohemian garnets, deep red pyrope garnets found near Czech mountains, have been mined and crafted into jewelry for centuries. The stones are small but incredibly vibrant. Czech garnet jewelry makes a classic souvenir, and the stones are genuinely high quality. The Czech Republic has over 1,200 castles and chateaux open to the public. Castle hopping is a popular weekend activity. Each has unique history, architecture, and collections. From Gothic fortresses to Baroque palaces to romantic ruins, the variety is incredible. Czechs invented the lightning rod independently around the same time as Benjamin Franklin. Prokop Diviš, a Czech priest and natural scientist, created a grounded lightning rod in 1754 to protect his church from strikes. The Czech countryside is dotted with wayside shrines and religious statues at crossroads, on hilltops, and in village squares. These range from simple crosses to elaborate Baroque sculptures. They create a distinctive landscape even though most Czechs are atheist. The shrines represent historical faith more than current practice. Czech glass and crystal have been prized for centuries. Bohemian crystal is synonymous with quality. Czech glassmakers developed techniques for cutting, engraving, and coloring glass that set standards worldwide. Factories in northern Bohemia still produce stunning pieces using traditional methods. The Czech Republic has excellent public transportation. Trains and buses connect even small villages reliably and affordably. Prague's metro, trams, and buses run efficiently with minimal delays. The honor system for tickets works because most people actually buy them, though inspectors do check and fine cheaters heavily. Czechs have a word, pohoda, that roughly means a state of contentment, ease, and things being okay. It's used constantly and captures something essential about Czech aspirations. Life doesn't need to be exciting or perfect, just pohoda. It's a philosophy of comfortable contentment. The Moravian wine region in the southeast produces excellent wines largely unknown outside the country. Czech wines, particularly whites like Riesling and Gruner Veltliner, are crisp and delicious. Wine cellars carved into hillsides offer tastings where you can drink far too much surprisingly good wine for very little money. Czechs celebrate their version of April Fool's Day on April 1st, but pranks and jokes are expected, and media outlets publish fake stories that many people believe until they remember the date. It's a national day of good-natured deception. The Czech Republic became independent exactly 100 years after Czechoslovakia was founded. Czechoslovakia was created on October 28, 1918, after World War I. The Czech Republic as a separate state was established on January 1, 1993, though Czechs celebrate October 28th as Independence Day, commemorating the earlier founding. Czechs eat fried cheese called smazany syr as a common meal. It's a thick slice of cheese, usually edam or hermelin, breaded and deep-fried, served with tartar sauce and fries. It sounds heart attack-inducing and probably is, but it's delicious and available in almost every pub and restaurant. Prague's Jewish quarter, Josefov, contains some of Europe's best-preserved Jewish historical sites, including synagogues and the ancient Jewish cemetery, where graves are stacked 12 layers deep because space was limited. The old cemetery is eerie and beautiful, with thousands of crooked tombstones crowded together under trees. The Czech tradition of eating carp at Christmas almost led to the fish's extinction in some regions. Carp are now farm-raised specifically for the holiday market. In December, street vendors sell live carp from large tanks, and the sight of people carrying fish in plastic bags on the metro becomes normal. Czechs have a saying, bez práce nejsou koláče, meaning, without work there are no cakes. It captures the Czech work ethic and practical mindset. Good things require effort, and there's no point complaining about it. Czech spas like Karlovy Vary, Mariánska Lázně, and Františkovy Lázně attracted European aristocracy and wealthy visitors for centuries. Beethoven, Goethe, and Mark Twain all visited Czech spas. The tradition of taking the waters for health continues, though now with more tourists and fewer tubercular aristocrats. The Czech Republic has universal health care that's quite good and very affordable compared to the United States. Wait times exist for non-urgent procedures, but emergency care is immediate and competent. The system isn't perfect, but provides solid care without bankrupting patients. Czechs celebrate Easter Monday with a tradition where boys and men whip girls and women with braided willow switches called pomlaska. The whipping is supposed to bring health and beauty. Women then give the men painted eggs and sometimes ribbons for their whips. It sounds bizarre and somewhat concerning to outsiders, but is considered playful tradition. The Czech puppet film tradition influenced animation worldwide. Gigi Trinka's puppet animations from the 1940s through 60s are masterpieces of the form. Czech stop-motion techniques influenced Tim Burton and other animators. Czech tramping partly inspired the Czech woodcraft aesthetic seen in modern design. The simplicity of log cabins and handcrafted wooden objects influenced contemporary Czech designers, who create minimalist functional pieces with natural materials. Czechs are direct communicators compared to many cultures. They say what they mean without excessive politeness or sugarcoating. This can seem rude to foreigners, but reflects Czech values of honesty and efficiency. Small talk is minimal, and service workers aren't expected to be cheerful, just competent. The Czech Republic achieved independence peacefully twice in 75 years, first from Austria-Hungary in 1918 and then from communist rule in 1989. Both transitions were remarkably non-violent compared to regional history. This reflects Czech pragmatism and perhaps war weariness after being battlefield and occupation zone repeatedly throughout history. There you have it, 100 crazy facts about the Czech Republic that reveal a country far more interesting than just beer and beautiful architecture. This is a place where ancient traditions meet dry humor, where world-changing innovations emerge from small workshops, and where people value contentment over excitement. Whether you're drawn by Prague's fairy tale beauty, world-class beer, fascinating history, or just the Czech spirit of pohoda, this Central European gem has something special waiting for you. Na zdraví, and I'll see you on the road.